Hello YouTube, for your reviewing pleasure tonight I have a Heller 172nd Messerschmitt ME163 Comet. This kit I do not have a date of manufacture on. I could not find one on the instructions nor on the box. Taking a look though, around the box we have a Messerschmitt ME163 Comet version 2 from GG 400, Luftwaffe 1944 through 45, as well as the experimental aircraft. One thing that is kind of interesting about this, you'll see obviously the black dots that would be marking out the placement of the swastika. What is interesting is with this kit and other Heller kits of German aircraft that I have, that black dot I firmly believe was an afterthought because of the fact that you can, under certain light circumstances, see through the black to see the swastika through it. It is not as transparent on this. I believe it's because of the background color of the aircraft, but it is visible on others. So just kind of interesting. So taking a look here, let me go ahead and try to lock that in. There we go. Kit number on this is 237. Again, made in France, which would explain the lack of willingness to put that marking on a box, and then kind of going around here. So let's take a look inside and see what we get. So I'm going to pull out this additional bit of paperwork here. The previous owner had printed out a review of this kit from the internet. I've went ahead and just set that aside though, as it's not pertinent, and you would not have this if you would purchase this kit off of eBay or from a secondhand location. Taking a look though, as with the other Heller kits that I have, the instruction sheets are vague at best. This side of the instructions are all written in French, so it does make it more difficult to be able to actually make the actual model. However, you can actually do this fairly easily by just following the pictures. So you do get the tow tug, which is nice, along with the actual aircraft itself. So again, really pretty nice little extra bit of detail. But for painting guides, really this is what you get. It is very vague at best. You get basically what the clusters are. That way you know kind of what each part is, which does help, but from the direct bit of information included in this, as you can see with the spacing up here, it's almost useless. So if you're going to build this specific model, I would suggest using the picture here for the main construction of the aircraft, but leave all colors and all detail painting to be done with information that you've gathered from other sources. Just like I said, reading through when I was looking to build this before, it's just not very detailed. Looking at the kit parts themselves, really nice molding with this aircraft. It does have obviously the raised panel lines, which is to be expected, but it also has a lot of nice little hatch detail here. It has the nice one-piece skid plate support here on the bottom. Really nice ribbing detail on the rudder up here at the top. It really looks to be that once this is built, with a little TLC, it will become a very nice model of the 163 Comet, which, finding one in 1/72nd scale, you only have at best a couple of options and that's it. So setting that aside, I'll go ahead and set the clear parts aside and finish up the main parts here. So you have the wings, just a couple of strengthening plate details, not a whole excessive amount, very, very basic on the detail side. Obviously ejector pins, but all on the inside, nothing protruding through. So really pretty nice. And then here, one of the track pieces had fallen off. We have the actual tow tug along with the tow bars for them to be towed around on the ground, because these aircraft were actually rocket powered, so you couldn't just start it up to taxi around the airfield. So going ahead and taking a look in here, the previous owner had put clear parts into a plastic bag, which is really nice. These are actually really not the best. Try to get it to where you can see. It does have a big magnifying effect. It is a very complex curve, though. No center seam, which is nice. But even here on these relatively flat, I mean, they are curved, but relatively flat side windows, those are also just weeble. They just weeble wobble all over when you look through them. But again, for 1/72nd scale, I think you could easily get away with using those, no problem. Lastly, inside of this piece of wax paper, you'd place the decal sheet, which is actually in pretty decent condition. So you have, given the age of the kit, it's actually in pretty decent condition. You do have just a couple of crosses here, and then the numbers, and that's about it. So pretty basic on the decals. So hope you have enjoyed this look at the Heller 1/72nd scale Messerschmitt ME 163 Komet.